Do you people ever wonder where Raymond Omolo came from? Like, he ain't a politician. Where was he before the scene? Where did he come from? Has anyone ever asked where, I mean, like, we know where Murkomen came. He was in Senate, he did what? We know where did Raymond come from? Right? Let me tell you where Raymond came from. Raymond, first, here's my phone so that you can confirm. Search on my contacts, Raymond, how he saved. Because this is actually a fun fact. Search Raymond.
Nimepata tatu. Kuna Raymond Bet, kuna Raymond Kisumu, kuna Raymond Standard Digital.
Guess which Raymond is Raymond P.S. Omolo?
Standard Digital. Kisumu.
Raymond Kisumu. Let me tell you about Raymond Kisumu. I was the chief agent for Nyanza. So that means all of Luo Nyanza and Kisii. Homa Bay Kisumu, all of Luo Nyanza and Kisii. No one wanted to be a chief agent because hiyo ilikuwa stronghold ya baba.
Okay.
So watu walikuwa wanasema tunaenda huko hata huwezi tembea na t-shirt ya UD utachomwa. Me, I was like, can I be there? Me nataka, because as I told you, I work hard. I am like, focus hapa. It will pay off. So I volunteered to be the chief agent for Luo Nyanza, for all of Nyanza. And so closer to the elections, we had to put together agents, right, for the election. And so we had to work with the few people who'd risk to be our agents for UDA, chini ya maji. So when things were getting closer, my party leader, His Excellency William Ruto, calls me and he tells me, umepanga nini agents nini wa Nyanza? I mean, yes, Your Excellency, nini, unapeana brief, this is how far we've come, nini. Then he tells me, okay, that's very good. Endelea na hao kando, lakini I'm sending you a number, and you call that person, you work with him, amepanga another set of agents. So me, I'm like, oh, cool. Remember, I'm from Europe, so all of this to me is like, this is interesting, yeah? To me, it's like I'm living my dream. I'll go back home, I'll join politics now. I've gone back home and I'm in politics. So I'm like, hey, another set of agents. Interesting. So nikatumiwa namba, na namba imesaviwa?
Raymond Kisumu.
Raymond Kisumu. That's how the president had saved him. So me nikasave Raymond Kisumu. Save. Call. So I'm like, oh yeah, I've gotten your number. And those days we used to call him boss. Even now I still call him whatever this situation is. So, hey boss, amesema nikupigie nini ati wewe ndio uko na agents wengine nini. Tells me. Of course we are talking not on normal call because nayo pia tulikuwa tumekimbizwa na serikali. So he tells me, okay, sawa, wacha tuonge jioni, but ya niko na watu. Raymond Omolo, our PS for Interior, who nowadays doesn't pick my calls and treats me like shit, used to call me every third day to give me a brief. He used to call me and tell me, oh, okay, so we're doing this, I've done this, and I've spent this much money, I've brought them here in this particular venue, I've paid this for the venue, blah, blah, blah. Then I would tell him, oh, but have you gotten that authorized? Because then he would just be like, don't worry, I'm taking care of everything. So and to be honest, he did a really good damn job. Like, he did a good job. But you see, the relationship then was that he would call me to give me a brief, and then I would call the president to give him a brief, and then we'd be like, Nyanza tuko fiti. All the way to the point where we were at Bomas counting. Because even when we had to bring back all the Form 34As, Raymond and his people went around in Kisumu collecting them. And in some places it was they had to collect them at gunpoint. Because that place was hostile for us, So he did a really good damn job. To the point that when ODM was going to court, saying that Baba has won and whatever, when they had to produce evidence, they had to rely on our forms. They didn't even have their forms. They were very sloppy with their work. Now, here's the thing. Politics, as I've learned, you need to find a way to get your return on investment in terms of the work you put in and what you're expecting to get. If you don't secure that, utatumika vibaya. So at the point when there was the court case, the election petition saying that kura zihesabiwe tena na nini na nini. Raymond couldn't even access Karen. Yeah, he couldn't access Karen. Raymond used to call me. He's like, Gloria, I'm in Nairobi, what's going on? Amerushanishwa huko amemalizana na vitu zake, sio umeshatufanyia kazi, like ngoja kwanza tushinde hiki tu ndio tutakuja tujue kama tuko fit. He couldn't access Karen twice. And if I'm lying, let him come here and say I'm lying. Twice he reached the gate of Karen when all of us were inside and we were waiting for what's happening with the legal thing and whatever. Those videos that used to come out before the announcement came out. I had to go and talk to the watchman at the gate to allow Raymond to enter. Yes, Raymond Omolo. Raymond Kisumu. So fast forward when people were being chosen for all these positions, but he did a good job. So people who don't know him and how he got into the space, they always say, who is this guy? But he worked. He worked for his position in the sense that the job that he did, between of all the people in my team, no one else could have done it the way he did it. So he did a good job. And the president trusted him then, you see. And even when the president would call me to ask me, how is that guy I've given you working? I would be like, he's doing a good job. Oh my gosh, he has lifted a huge nini from, my logistics. We are working very well with him. When the list of permanent secretaries was being put together, Raymond Kisumu called me severally because he was nervous that he was going to be played. So he missed out on the cabinet secretary slot, obviously, because he's not a politician and he didn't, there were more deserving people than him. So when it came to the permanent secretary position, Raymond called me. We had dinner with Raymond in Lavington. He was convincing me to talk to the president because things are sounding like it could be forgotten. And I did draft a very nice message reminding the president, usisahau ule mtu wetu. And I showed him. I was like, unaona ndio hii. And I hit send. And I was like, because I honestly think he did a good job. I didn't have any issues with him. I felt like he shouldn't be played and whatever. Raymond picked the Bible. I, Raymond, so-and-so, nini. The next time I went to his office, bana, sema mjaluo. Sema mjaluo. Wajaluo bana. Hey.
Who are you?
Hata venye alisimama kunini. I was like, man. Nigga, I used to pick you up from the gate. Then I told him, oh, now, I know those are small things. You can't do those things. Yeah. Where? Raymond doesn't pick my calls anymore. Raymond Kisumu.
So you try calling him now, you see if he'll pick.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you want to do that?
Try calling him
Maybe
now.
He's watching the show, he'll pick. He'll say, we mpumbavu sana umeenda kunianika huko. But I was just trying to show you the nature of politics.
Muulize now, if he picks, ask him, why are you not picking my calls? Tulikosania wapi? Mimi nilikuwa watchman. Umesema wewe ulikuwa unafungua gate.
Do you want to try? I'm calling.
Yeah.
This, of course, this is for fun because he won't pick up.
He might.
He won't pick up.
Fingers crossed. Akipick unalipia 50K.
And as it's ringing, do you know there's a time the group of PSs, they were chanting him because they didn't know where he came from. So they kept on trying to tell the president all sorts of negative things about him. He's hung up. They kept on trying to tell the president, Raymond Kisumu, they tried to tell the president all sorts of negative things about him. And so obviously, because I have friends who are PSs, they would echo the same things back to me. And me, don't tell me anything because me, I will tell. Like me.
Wiki siri.
So they would come and tell me like, oh, mtu anajifanya, kila saa anatembea na boss, anafikiria yeye ndio the blue-eyed boy, nini. So now the PSs were like, ati anatushtaki, hata tuwezi pumua, Raymond anachukua maneno yetu, anaenda anatushtaki. So like the PSs don't like him. And those who are my friends, I used to tell him, you guys just don't know this guy. Because this guy is actually a very nice guy. According to me, I've worked with him. I can say he's a nice guy. He's very professional. He might not be a politician as we are, but I think you need to give him. I used to tell the PSs, give him a chance. You understand? And I still feel like that's my position even now. Because honestly, other than him being the Luo that he is and not picking my calls, hakuna mali mimi na Raymond tumekosania, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to show you the nature of politics. And politics is that we use each other. Using each other now, we do it. But I just feel like when you're using each other, there has to be some level of decorum in terms of even how you decide, okay, now our engagement ends here. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, we use each other. We use each other a lot in politics. And you should not say, walinitumia. I mean, you have to be an asset for someone to use you.
Yeah.
So if someone alikutumia, first you have to acknowledge you're an asset, right? Yeah. So I just think when I see the captions in the newspapers, use and dump, it's not bad to use someone. It's the idea of how do you end the engagement. You know what I mean? And it has to be mutually beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were running the campaigns, you were in Nini and everything.
So I did all of that, and then eventually when the list was being drawn, at least the president give him his dues. Like he was like, you vied, you have potential in politics, you have really worked for the campaign, and I do believe you should be in the list of nominees, because nominations are not given, you earn them. You have to, I've seen people online saying, vitu za kupewa unapigania nini? No. Kama ingekuwa kupewa bana, mimi unafikiri mademo angepewa hizi vitu kitambo sana. Wengi. True. But you have to earn it. You have to prove your worth. And the idea of affirmative action is that we don't nominate an accountant. The idea of affirmative action is we nominate an upcoming politician. So that when the politician hakuna Subaru imekuja
more champagne for the lady.
How is he?
Nataka kumarinate.
So when guys are saying, yeah, you ulipewa, sikupewa, I earned it.
Yeah.
You see, and after earning it, Obinna, I earned it not in haifai kuishia ati nominated senator. Affirmative action, from nomination, you should be able to get an elective seat. But you find the people sitting in Senate who are fighting me, many of them who are fighting me, have no interest in vying for office. That's why they can fight me and say, why are you talking? You see them, they're just accountants. And when I say just, I mean just, because in politics, if you're not a politician, you're just an architect, an accountant, you understand? So for them, they have no interest in vying. That's why they can tell you, mbona unapiga makelele, mbona unataka kusikika, because them, after the nomination, you will see, they'll all disappear. So, and that's why this affirmative action thing is not working, because you're supposed to nominate people who, after nomination, they take advantage of being in the space, understanding how parliament works, understanding how political parties work, and then they vie and get elected. Watoke, wafungulie watu sasa, hii jam ya nyuma. So it's supposed to be a channel. You're nominated, you get elected, even to women rep.
Yeah.
Then women rep, you sit one term, you move to a single constituency, unaacha wa mama wengine.
So that's your plan?
I'm vying in 2022.
Same place?
Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, bana. Wamenimarinita pambaka nasema 22. I'm vying in 2027. Yeah. I'm vying in Bobasi constituency.